No, I hated those books.
Yeah, good. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the GS podcast. My name is DrNiggle. I'm joined tonight by Gobi and Masami. This is a total fucking joke because nobody would come on. So we're just doing a brief podcast right now talking about why Twilight is a total piece of shit. Thoughts, everyone? The whole fucking podcast is going to be a round table.
Well, let's see. First off, the leading lady,
Kristen Stewart?
fucked balls would be a complete overstatement.
Oh, what's the matter with Kristen Stewart? You don't like the fact that she has the acting range of a book of carpet samples?
Oh,
You're giving her too much credit, man. Way too much credit.
You're right. Books with carpet samples are usually multicolored.
Right. And they can still give you rug burns.
And you can feel something.
Oh.
God. I'll fucking tear Kristen Stewart apart all goddamn day long.
Oh, dude. Well, you know that movie turned her lesbian, right? I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with.
Is that the one? Well, she's not a lesbian. She's bi-curious, which is actually for women, I believe bisexuality is actually a thing. When a dude says he's bisexual, he's gay with a publicist.
Oh, I won't disagree with that. God, but who plays Jacob? What the fuck's his name? He was in Tracers. He went from a dumb fucking Twilight series
Taylor
to
Lothburn or something.
Yeah, to an even dumber fucking movie in Tracers.
Oh, that's right. All right, I'm pulling up the IMDb for him.
I mean, the only good thing about the Twilight movies was the one sister, Amy or some shit like that. I don't think she was meant to be comic relief, but she was fucking hilarious without ever trying. And again, sparkly vampires are shit.
I think you're talking about Ashley Greene playing Alice.
Yes, Alice.
Alice was amazing.
Yeah. She was actually a likable character in those movies, I'll agree.
Yeah. I will admit the one scene that I got a kick out of was them playing baseball in a thunderstorm.
Oh my god, no, that was so cringe.
It was the only believable thing. Vampires are strong enough that, if they played baseball, it'd be fucking obvious to, everyone. So
yeah, except for if vampires were playing baseball and they were stronger than that, then every single hit that they made would be a fucking home run, and it wouldn't matter how far out Edward ran to catch it or whoever. What, Kellen Lutz? Was that the dude? Kellen Lutz was the other guy who played one of those. It doesn't matter how fast you run, Kellen. It doesn't matter how big the field is. The ball's fucking going 2,000 miles an hour. 2,000 feet per second, sorry. Fucking bullets.
Well, Mega will be around tomorrow night. So, we got 4 regardless. If Lee shows up. Yeah, no, that whole, the entire fucking trilogy was just a train wreck.
It was cringe.
Oh,
look,
I think, it wouldn't have been so bad if they got rid of the sparkly vampires and the leading lady was actually a decent actress.
Well, no, I have a problem with the entire character. She does nothing. She has no defining characteristics of herself. She's literally sitting around waiting for
Amoeba.
3 movies. She's waiting for a man to make her special. She's got nothing else in life. Nothing else in life. She's just waiting for Edward to turn her, and she keeps on begging, please make me a vampire. I want to be with you forever. I love you so much. And when he freaks out and dumps her because he's a piece of shit too, basically, she retreats into a tiny emotional ball and doesn't do anything. She cries and screams in the night and freaks her dad out, and it goes on like that for months. And she pick your fucking self up, talk about your problems. Get on track, maybe actually consider going to college. Yeah, it's work. Make something of your life, maybe find something that you enjoy doing. don't let a boy ruin your whole fucking existence. I don't know. Yeah, so I have a problem with her whole character.
Oh yeah, no, you're totally not wrong. Like, oh, speaking of that, did you watch season 2 of Lost in Space?
No, I haven't gotten around to that yet.
Oh god, you're the only person I can talk about fucking the evil doctor's fucking character arc. So you need to watch that shit. So I have somebody to fucking discuss this shit with.
All right, I'll get on it.
Because I think you're gonna be shocked at where they take her and her whole like story arc, and it.
I hope they do the same thing to her that they did with Gary Oldman in the movie with William Hurt, and make her into like a giant spider alien robot.
Nope. Sorry.
Shit.
You do get there's a new bad guy. Like
Okay.
it gets like there was a guy who's like, oh, that motherfucker's the bad guy, and then like in a fucking twist, he wasn't the motherfucking bad guy, and this other dude was the bad guy. Who I kind of thought this other guy was, he was a bad guy as well, but I thought for sure this other guy was like the main bad guy of the season, and I was so fucking wrong. And I was like, God damn it, why do you gotta turn out to be a nice fucking guy at the end? And why? I wanted to fucking hate you, and now I can't fucking hate your character anymore.
Gotta go back and revisit season 1. Maybe watch the last couple episodes of season 1. Whole thing about that show, I really enjoyed the family. I really liked the family because the family unit was a good unit. They worked well together, and it was enjoyable to see sci-fi like Star Trek again, where you have a unit of
you're gonna love it. Like,
professional people who work.
Yeah.
All right. Season 2.
Just a spoiler, like you don't even get to see the robot until like the second to last or third to last episode. Like the first 5 or 6 episodes is nothing but the family and them having to work together, and obviously the mechanics in the family, and then the doctor, and it's like the doctor and the mechanic, and then the rest of the family members, and yeah, they bring some more story arcs that are going to be interesting, and then the ending, you're just gonna like, I can already hear it, like, go, what the fuck?
So you're saying that it's actually like an engaging story that's good and draws you in and intrigues you, unlike fucking Twilight.
Yes, and then they throw this like 180 at the fucking end, and you're just like, really? Really?
Okay, wait, there was... Yeah, well, to be fair, at the end of Twilight, at the end of the last movie, there was a fucking 180, and it did make me go, really? And that was when the entire vampire fight happened, and then it snapped out of Michael Sheen's head, and it was, oh, yeah, he was just imagining the worst case scenario. Oh, I guess I shouldn't do that because I might die. I
missed that one.
You're not missing anything. You don't need to watch any of these movies or read any of the books. They're fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading the books, but I don't think I ever saw the third or fourth movie. Like, I saw the first 2, and that was it. I saw the one, the first one, obviously, and then the second one where they go to like Italy and shit. And
the second one where they go to Italy, and Edward's like, oh my god, she's totally dead. I'm gonna walk outside so everybody can see me sparkle. Yes. And then they're gonna kill me because I don't want to live anymore because I don't have Bella because she's totally dead, so everybody's gonna see me sparkle.
I will admit that the only reason I watched the first 2 movies is that someone had the riff track
yes!
put on over it.
Oh my god, yes! Riff tracks did all the Twilight movies. That's the only reason why I've seen them as well. That's the same fucking reason I've seen them.
I've seen the Twilight movies mostly because of the riff tracks presence. the only movie I saw without riff tracks was the last one. So it's like the only one that was in. I was like, yeah, it's like the only one worth like maybe 3/10 of a damn.
No, I couldn't do it without the riff tracks overlay. God bless Michael Nelson and Bill Corbett and Kevin Murphy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think my sister made me suffer through the first two, and I said I wasn't gonna suffer through the third one.
Yeah, I did in fact not actually ever pick up a novel version of that. I just went nope, no, and no. Because my vampires don't fucking sparkle. Yeah.
The movie I hated because it was so fucking bad and I wanted it to be good was Aragon. Like I read the books. I read all of the, the entire series, and the books were really good. I really enjoyed the books. And then they made the movie. And I'm like, what in the fuck is that? It's like you didn't even read the fucking books.
Is that the one? Is Aragon the one with the dragon voiced by Sean
Yeah,
Connery?
the blue dragon. No, that's Dragonheart.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Aragon is he has a big blue dragon and they can talk and they're dragon riders and whatnot. And there's a pretty hot elf. I can't remember her name, but like the movie, they take like all of the first book and part of the second book and cut out all the meaningful shit and smash it into this one fucking movie, and they completely grazed over like these big important parts of the fucking movie or the books, and yeah, it was so fucking depressing.
I feel like I've seen this movie, but I don't remember it.
I did not see it, but I did hear that the book was supposed to be awesome and that everyone who read the book was super aggravated and disappointed that they fucked the movie up royally.
The trailer's in your thing.
Gotcha. Oh, I know her. That's Sienna Gilroy or something. Gilroy.
Yes.
She has an odd
Sienna,
last name.
yeah. She was pretty much the only reason I watched it.
Ravaged by a ruthless king.
Like I wanted to like the movie because the book was just so good, but like they so fucked it up. And the guy that plays Aragon, I mean,
this movie has Jeremy Irons in it. How do I not remember this movie? I fucking love Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons is bomb, man.
Jeremy Irons in a movie with dragons. That's just, it's pure gold. That's just like the original Dungeons and Dragons movie. It's like, mwah.
John Malkovich is in it too. He's the bad guy.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
No, you don't say.
John Malkovich playing somebody who's bad. This is weird. I feel like I've seen this movie, but I've forgotten it. I should check to see if I actually have this on. I might have this on VHS. No, 2006. I must have. Yeah, no, I have 4 working VCRs. Actually, I have 1 actually connected, and 3 in reserve.
Somehow I'm not surprised considering how much of an AV nerd you are.
Yeah, old habits. Yeah, I should check and see if I have this movie again and watch it. Because it seems familiar. I can't believe that something came out with Jeremy Irons in it that I didn't watch. I think I've seen almost all his stuff.
He's a really good actor.
He's, I wouldn't go that far. He's he chews the scenery and a lot of stuff that he's in. He's just really entertaining to watch. So yeah, okay, I take it back. Maybe you're right. He is a good actor because he's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a great actor, but like,
he's not winning any Oscars.
Right, but you can't help but like him. There was one, oh god, it's an older fucking movie. I gotta go back. Aragon. No, that was before that.
Fucking loved him in the original Dungeons and Dragons movie, the one from 2000. Now is your
Yep.
time to die. Oh my god. He was so over the top in that.
Oh, he was in the second. Oh, he was in the second Die Hard movie. That's right. He was the bad guy.
No, the third Die Hard movie.
Oh, oh, that's right. Yeah, the third one. He's Hans's brother.
He is, yes, he's Hans's demented brother. Who is also a spectacular thief in the end. That's all. He's not a terrorist. He's just a really fucking good thief.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. That was you could hate on Die Hard a lot. Die Hard 1 was good. Die Hard 2 was they tried to capitalize on the whole Christmas thing again. It just didn't pan out.
They brought back Carl Winslow.
Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance was
family
good.
Members.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, Die Hard 1 was good. Die Hard 2, and a little bit of a dip. Die Hard 3, though, like right back up there. That was great. Great action movie.
And then Live Free or Die Hard. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either.
How can you say that? It had Silent Bob and the Mac guy in it.
Oh, it had Timothy Olyphant and
Timothy Olyphant as the bad guy.
Olyphant.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, but it had the. I gotta click on fucking Bruce Willis here. Who's the dumb fuck kid?
Justin
God.
Lang.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mac. He's the Mac guy. Do you ever see those commercials, Mac versus PC, where it's Justin Lang and the other the comedian, the actual comedian? Yeah, who played the PC, and yeah, it was basically Justin Lang standing there being like, yeah, I'm totally like a quirky hipster. You should like me, and I'm not sure why you don't. Like, you're kind of freaking out there, buddy. And the PC guy carried every single fucking commercial. Yeah, that was the whole thing. That's why everyone knows him. That and Waiting with Ryan Reynolds.
The other one was Accepted.
I like that movie.
Yeah, who's Maggie Q is in it. She was one of the bad guys. Yeah, those are the four. Like, it wasn't a horrible movie, but it wasn't like it was basically Die Hard 3 again, but with a different context.
A little bit. Yeah.
It was a giant thief movie. And then Lucy gets introduced.
I'm trying to remember what's the last what's the Die Hard movie that came out after?
Oh, and then it went to his they introduced the son.
Yeah, his estranged son, who was in Russia working for the CIA or some bullshit.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
A Good Day to Die Hard, thank you. All I could think of was From Russia with Love, and I was like, no, that's obviously not right.
Yeah, because yeah, that movie.
But at that point, they had lost the entire point of the Die Hard franchise, which was this one ordinary guy who was in a shit situation and had to figure out how to get out of it. He killed a helicopter with a car. He drove a car off a ramp and it crashed into a helicopter. It blew up. He was like running through a lobby with a chain gun or some shit, just like blasting all these people apart, wrecking buildings. He was just a complete fucking bulldozer in that movie. It was just like, this is not Die Hard. This is like noise.
Yeah, I mean, the whole cop car in Live Free Die Hard, where it like comes down and he like takes Justin Lang to the knee, and the fucking cop car comes flying over the top of him and smashes into the two cars. That was cool, but there was so many points to that movie. Like, seriously. Oh, and Warlock. Who played fucking Warlock?
Silent Bob.
That's right. Yes.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
I refuse to use his actual name.
That's okay. I will ignore your refusal and substitute it with my own.
Who is? Aren't they making a new Silent Bob movie?
Yeah, it's already out.
Oh, it's out.
Yep. It is Jay and Silent Bob 2, and they're trying to. Like the first Jay and Silent Bob movie, they had like a comic book that was being turned into a movie, and they were against it or something, or they were TV producers. I haven't watched that movie in like 15 years. But this one, they're going. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It was their first movie.
Yeah, there was they were making a movie about the comic book, and they wanted to go get rights to it or some shit. So they had to go across the country to Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay. So the sequel that's already come out now, it's basically the same thing. Like Hollywood, from what I read in the synopsis that was like 2 sentences long, Hollywood's making a sequel to that movie, and they have to drive across the country to stop it.
Yeah. Dogma, one of my favorite quotes.
Dogma was a really good movie.
Oh, where are you guys? Hell? No. Closest neighbor. Wisconsin.
Oh, wait, I remember. So Alan Rickman is sitting in the Mexican place having tequila with. Well, he's not drinking tequila. Small point. And he's telling the story. He's like, Loki and what was the other name? Bartleby.
Yes.
Bartleby. Or one of them threw down his sword, gave God the finger, and quit. And God banished them to the worst place imaginable. And she's like, hell? He's like, worse, Wisconsin.
Yeah, because was it? And then because they said something else about Wisconsin's hell's closest neighbor or some shit like that.
Yeah. The only better part that I like in that movie is when they're in the airport elevator, and it's like, well, this is so awesome. If I could, I would have sex. Well, let's do the next best thing. Yeah, let's kill people. Lady spits out the coffee. He's like, oh, not you.
Honestly, I really enjoy when when he's basically like telling the nun to take her collection jar and go buy herself something pretty.
Yeah, right. And she's like, I can't believe it's all pointless. I've wasted my entire life.
I'm myself some guy, some girl.
And just be happy and connect with someone, because in the end, that's all that life is. It's just a series of connections. What I love most about that is that there is a God. You've stood in his presence. Starting to remember all the quotes now.
Kevin Smith, like, fucking skinny now?
He's lost weight since his heart attack, yes.
He has, yeah. He's in better shape. And I don't remember the name of the guy who plays Jay.
Gone completely vegan.
Oh, he's in Miri and something Make a Porno.
Yeah, something like that. And the guy who plays Jay is now totally sober. He has been for some time. So, more power to him. He's doing a lot better than he was 20 years ago.
Jason Beeves.
Yes, thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Helios was randomly scanning things.
Oh, Helios is scanning the cafe.
He also
was scanning the Iatan statues.
It knows what it's doing. Whatever it's doing, it totally knows it's doing it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, just to bring this all the way back around.
Sparkly vampires suck.
Sparkly vampires do suck. Another principal argument that I've always used about Twilight. In the United States, we have something called the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. It is a hotline that anyone can call when they feel like they're in an abusive relationship. The National Domestic Abuse Hotline is a nationally recognized institution which helps people, gives legitimate help to people who are in abusive relationships, and you can tell, they inform you, you can tell if you are in an abusive relationship because it will meet one of 15 criteria that they have. These 15 criteria are all pretty serious, like your partner limits your contact with other people, with others, is controlling of your behavior, is physically abusive to you, stuff like that. So the thing is, if everyone here had to guess, how many criteria do you think that Edward and Bella's relationship meets? For
14.
Gobi says 14. Masami says 13. The correct answer is it meets all 15 criteria.
That's awesome.
One is enough for you to be considered in an abusive relationship, and they cover all 15 of them. This was the book that Stephanie Meyer wrote for young girls to read. Young girls like 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. That's the message that she sent. That's fucking horrible.
It's okay to be in an abusive relationship.
It's fucking horrible. It's disgraceful.
Yes. And then what's her name wrote what amounts to Twilight fan fiction for their mothers.
Oh, wait, yeah, what was that?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. About mature adults who enjoy getting dumped on by men who are control freaks, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like so much better. If that sort of fiction is your thing, there's so much better fic out there. Like Literotica, amazing website. Not crap. Free.
Yeah. So I mentioned one of our British pals, Bella. She writes like erotica and shit like that.
Nice.
And yeah, it was really fun because she's like super British too. So if you could get her like slightly drunk and get her to read her own erotica, it was fucking amazing.
That's awesome.
Hottest thing I've ever heard a woman say in TV was the British version of House of Cards back in the 1990s. I can't even say the line, but yeah, it was the fucking hottest thing I think I've ever heard. So yeah, that's fine. You know, she's British. I believe that she's very good at what she does, especially if she's enthusiastic about it.
Oh yeah, I mean it was definitely an interesting read every time I got to read it. But she got too far into K-pop, like.
I remember that.
Oh,
holy shit! Wait, what was?
Wow, bad.
What was the group? What was the group that came out? That was
BTS.
BTS. Yes, she fucking loved BTS. She posted all that stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about going back in GS history. Yeah, scroll up in the saloon back to like early 2018. You will find some epic BTS shit posting.
Yes. Let's see. I gotta scroll down. I haven't talked to her in a while. But the private messages between her and I are pretty fucking gold.
Steamy? Steamy, Gobi? Steamy, would you say?
So she has this little boy, and whatever, her and her ex got separated and stuff, and whatever. So she was single for a while, and I think she might have thought I was gay or something, because I don't understand why a straight woman would tell me things like this, but like she would tell me about her like sex life and all that stuff, and it was kind of depressing and kind of fucking hilarious all at the same time. Like at one point she got a concussion because she was having sex with a guy and he hit it too hard and her arm buckled and her head went straight into the fucking coffee table at the bedside table,
no.
whatever. Fucking instant concussion.
I mean, she's a
Yeah.
writer. She's open. She's not ashamed of her sex life, and she probably draws on her own experience for her writings. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. Also, getting a concussion during sex is not all that unusual. I think I've done that before. You've never like pulled a hamstring or something, or like
Oh yeah, pulled muscles? Yeah, that's the thing that happens.
that happens pretty frequently, or not real frequently.
Charlie
yeah,
horses.
it happens.
Like a
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us back to the Twilight scene when they're on their honeymoon and he breaks the headboard. It's just so romantic. Oh, they're having such vigor, and she wakes up and she's got bruises all over her, and he's again, symptom of a domestic abusive relationship right there. You wake up from a night of passionate love and you're covered in fucking bruises. Bruises, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I can get, the whole rough sex usually only happens during hate sex, though, not usually during, like, love making.
Or if you're a fucking Klingon.
There are advantages to being a fucking Klingon.
This is true.
As long as you have ridges.
No,
okay. You're not a
In the
fucking
right
Klingon.
places.
There was an awesome episode of Voyager where they came across like a Klingon battle cruiser that had been stranded in the Delta Quadrant for fucking ever, and they had like a crew exchange or some shit. And one of the last scenes of the episode is Neelix coming out of his of the quarters of this Klingon woman, and his hair is all messed up, his clothes are torn, he's got a black eye, and the woman is seeing him out. He's just like, and he's like, oh my god, I had such a fucking good night.
All I have to say is Jadzia and Worf.
That's true. Jadzia could really hold her own. But I have a feeling that Worf was like less of a Klingon lover and more of a gentle lover. He seems like the sort of like maybe not cries after sex type, but I could imagine him crying after sex. Because it was so beautiful.
Where the Klingons from Star Trek Discovery reminded me of. I went back and I watched Defiance. The Arathias or whatever. Arathians. That's who they fucking remind me of.
Oh, really? The Arathians? I guess the foreheads kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Olmec.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Yeah, minus the purple skin.
Yeah, minus the purple skin, because they got the big fucking teeth and the the badassery. That one dude, I forget who the patriarch was, or his name.
Yeah, he got killed. I mean, the daughter was like hot in like this creepy way but not like
she was just a hot mess. Her whole character was just a downhill slope.
Like, yeah, I want to hit that, but I'm not drunk enough to hit that, and I don't want to chew off my own arm. She looks like she's gonna kill me afterwards.
I'm not drunk enough to think that's a good idea.
Right, exactly. Like, she's hot from way the fuck over here, but I'm not drunk enough to get any closer. Because, that sounds like a really bad idea.
Key phrase. Don't stick it in the crazy.
This is true.
Dick and crazy.
Look, it's true. When you're like in your 30s, it's easy for you to say that, but when you're 18 and you see that and it translates into just amazing shit,
I'm sticking my dick into it.
Yeah, and you do, because you do.
And then you regret it the next day, but you do it again and you know it.
Ideally, you do that in college, far away from where you live, and you get out of it by just moving to another state.
Well, that's perfectly healthy.
There you go.
It's called being, a single young male. Like that's just we've all done it. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, that's fine. You're 18, you go to college, you go to school in another state or a trade school or something like that. Yeah, get out there, do your thing. Just make sure that you're not making a living around that area when you're done doing whatever you're doing. Go get a job in a different state or another continent. That's even better.
my favorite was the cosmetology students because I
Don't
always
keep
cut my
your
own hair.
Don't
so-
keep your own phone number either. Ditch your old phone. Get a new phone.
Well, see, I went to college back in the day, like so far back in the day that cell phones weren't a popular thing for people to have.
Which is
Like
great. Even better.
we still had home phones. So,
Invent time travel, go back to the 80s, do a lot of cocaine, bang chicks, then return to the present.
yeah, that could work. Yeah, no, we used to. Oh, it was a wonderful time before cell phones. You didn't have to worry about being videotaped doing anything. Like people were smart enough not to
Holy
videotape
shit.
everything and put it on the internet.
Well, it
'Cause
was
that wasn't a thing yet.
yeah, internet didn't exist, and if you were videotaping something, you had a VHS camcorder over your shoulder, and depending on what
Yes.
model you had or how late it was, you had like a VCR recording unit around. It was like a handbag, and it was awkward, cumbersome, and you could really tell when somebody was pointing a camera at you back then.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was a student manager for our various high school sports teams, and there was many a game where I was the camera person with the big old camera on your fucking shoulder.
Yep.
Now they just get to point a small little thing at the court, and I'm like, damn kids.
That was the best thing about back then. Yeah, there was no internet, and there was no compulsion to share all the small details of your life through social media. I guess people were narcissistic in different ways back then, and you didn't have to
Yes.
worry about putting something on Twitter and then 6 years later going in for a job interview and having them pull that up and being like, "You said the N-word when you were in college. We're not hiring you."
Yeah, it was. Of course, the funniest thing is they thought it was a good idea to put me in charge of, well, they called it the 430 Club, which was like basically the student activity center. It had like pool
Yeah.
tables and ping pong tables and workout machines and a TV. And not only did they put me in charge of it, they put me in charge of it to close it at night. Yes, that was such. The great thing though was they didn't have security cameras back then either, because crime wasn't a thing. So I probably did lots of things that I shouldn't have done on a school property. But
Okay, tell us what
anyways.
kind of inanimate objects you put your dick into.
No, my big thing was I was a pool shark back then, so girls always wanted to learn how to play pool, so we would play strip pool.
It's not a bad idea.
I was
I never thought of that.
man.
Wait,
Oh,
strip
yeah.
pool's totally a thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever closed it on a night of playing strip pool where it didn't have a happy ending.
I'm
Wait,
very certain that there's always a happy ending to strip pool.
This was
Oh, yeah.
college, right?
Yes.
Okay.
My husband is also nodding in response because he is something of a pool shark himself. I did not know him in those days, but I will believe him.
Question: is there such a thing as strip bowling?
You can make
I'm sure
strip
you can.
anything.
Yeah, you can
If
make
you-
strip anything, man.
Yeah.
If you're motivated enough. I mean,
Interesting.
I'm not sure how you would play strip bowling, but I'm positive you could do it.
For every
Like-
pin that you knocked over, you removed an article of clothing.
I would say every strike you get, you got to remove an article of clothing because otherwise one frame and everybody be naked.
actually, I would think that you have to get a strike in order to retain clothing, and if you don't, then it's coming off.
Which basically
Now
means that I would be naked after one
No.
round anyway.
You have
Yeah,
to get
I mean-
things like if you miss a spare or
Yeah, I mean, you're just knocking down pins. That's
Have to make it somewhat of a challenge.
yeah. Otherwise, you're taking off too many clothes too soon, and it ruins the whole mood. It's like, it's the game.
Otherwise,
It's the
everybody's
art of the
getting naked.
challenge. Like, yeah, you gotta. It's the chase.
Which, if that's your goal, then you just might as well.
What was that? If that's the goal, you might as well just have what?
Start the orgy and be done with it.
Exactly.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
that
I mean,
too.
If that's the case, there's a movie called Short Bus. It's an indie film. You should really check it out. Be right up your alley.
Uh-huh.
All right, short bus. Got it.
Yeah, it's we had when Netflix first came out, my dad had this whatever. He would just like randomly pick fucking movies without looking at their description. And boy, did we get some fucking winners.
Do y'all know Michael McDowell?
Yes.
A Clockwork
name sounds
Orange.
familiar.
He was the main character in A Clockwork Orange.
Okay, yeah.
He was actually in a movie called Caligula that was produced by Hustler Entertainment. It was a legitimate historical movie about the Emperor Caligula in Rome, produced by Hustler. There was so much dick and tits in that movie. And Helen Mirren was in that movie too. You want to see Helen Mirren back in the 70s? Totally topless? Yeah, that's the movie to do it. Her rack was amazing back then, and it's still pretty goddamn amazing, frankly. Speaking of orgies. So yeah, Twilight's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Short Bus might actually be better. I mean, there is at least an orgy in it.
No orgies in Twilight.
No, I mean,
There's no sex in Twilight until they're married. Surprise, surprise. The reason for that is that Stephanie Meyer is a Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
Premarital sex is evil. You will go to hell.
so why did he have multiple wives then?
Who had multiple wives?
No, why didn't he have multiple wives?
Oh, interesting question. Polygamy is I don't know the Mormon Church's stance on polygamy anymore, because that came out in the news like
It's
There's like a whole
basically like-
reality TV show called
go ahead.
Sister Wives.
Go ahead,
It's
Masami.
basically much like there are, different varieties of Lutherans and that sort of thing. There's apparently different varieties of Mormons, and there's only a couple of those varieties that still embrace polygamy, whereas the rest of the church is kind of like, we're going to adhere to law.
If I recall correctly, though, in the Book of Mormon, it is pretty specific that polygamy is a thing, or is allowed, or encouraged, or allowed.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, I know Utah. That's Utah, maybe Nevada.
Yeah, well, see, here's the
Utah,
thing.
yeah,
Okay,
very Utah.
yeah, the Mormons are definitely based primarily in Utah, because Salt Lake City, nobody wants to live there, so the Mormons were like, okay, we're gonna make this into a paradise, and it's kind of a nice place, I guess. Salt Lake City is not all that bad. Apart from the fact that every time you go to a liquor store and you want to buy hard liquor, you have to go into a back room that's surrounded by a curtain, and you can't actually show the hard liquor anywhere, and yeah, in public. But
What?
besides that,
It's
Oh, yeah.
discrimination.
no, you cannot. They are barely. First of all, in Mormonism, again, alcohol not permitted. Neither is dancing. if you're going strict canon, then. In the state of Utah, obviously, it's federally legal to sell alcohol. It's legal in the state to sell alcohol, but they have all these restrictions on it. So you can't have windows in a liquor store, you can't show liquor in public, and if you buy it, then it has to be in a very private, secluded area, and it has to be bagged and kept contained until you're also in a private area.
I just put Utah on list of states that I never want to visit.
I've been to Salt
Ever.
Lake City. I've been to the airport, and I've been to the city. That's all of Utah that I've seen.
About the closest I want to get to Utah is Las Vegas, so.
Yeah. ex used to watch that stupid show Sister Wives, and those people are fucking nuts. Like, all women are crazy, but
Yes,
fucking
that's
men
true.
who think they can have multiple fucking wives are a whole different type of idiot crazy. Like,
Yes,
what the fuck are you thinking, dude?
absolutely.
I really
I mean,
don't know how that works.
well, and the worst part is that the TV show that's following this one guy, he has like 8 wives or some shit, and none of them are even remotely attractive. It's like scary.
Well, how dare you? How dare you judge people by physical appearance? Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying.
Oh no. Yeah. I also was forced to watch the show, so I understood the rest of them as well. And no, just no, man, no. All the nope in the world.
The
Fuck
other thing
that.
is, like, okay, fine. The Mormons do have like polygamy. They're not the only religion, though, and Utah is not the only place, or wherever the Mormons are not the only place in the United States that have polygamy. I know there are sects of Judaism that also embrace or encourage or allow polygamy, and this happens in New York City. And the way that they get away with it is that the man has one legal wife.
Yep.
He gets married and everything like that, and then the rabbi performs the ceremony for any of the other wives. So they're not legally married, but they all live together under the same house, and they are a family. In the Jewish law, they are a family.
It's the same thing with the Mormons. He can only technically be legally married to
Legally
one of
married
the
to
wives at a
one.
time.
Okay, that
Yep.
makes sense.
Because they were talking, the one he was gonna have to divorce his one wife, his first wife, so he could marry his like last wife, so that one of the kids could get medical insurance or some shit, or she was pregnant with another one of his kids, and it was fucking like, I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need to go into a different room. Like, my head is already having reality TV overload because she would watch like Jersey Shore and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and
Bad enough that my mother watches Survivor.
oh god,
Oh,
oh fuck. Her mom watched that. Her mom would come over and watch fucking Survivor. Plus, I'd have to. No, that's just like Survivor is almost tolerable because you gotta do shit.
Right, right. It's not too bad because the way she watches it, at least when I'm around, is that she kind of like fast forwards through it. Like she wants like just the good bits. Like she doesn't actually want to sit all the way through it. I don't know if she just does that for when I'm around or what, but it seems like she enjoys it on a fast forward sort of pace.
Like she likes the challenges and she likes the final vote. She doesn't give a shit about all the fucking office politics on the island.
Yeah, basically. That's pretty much my mother.
Yeah, no, that's my dad's the same way. Like he doesn't really like Survivor, but he likes watching the challenges and and then in the end who gets voted off. He doesn't give a shit about the fucking politics on the island because it's
Bullshit.
like Big Brother. Like that's the other one. Like, why is that even a show? Like,
yeah, that show's so dumb. Oh my god.
it's almost as bad as The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
Oh, just oh
I know, right?
no, just no.
Do you remember Road Rules versus the Real World?
no. I
Vaguely.
know the real world, but I can't do reality TV. I've never watched reality TV. I've never gotten into it.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
see,
just
this is all because of my ex. But so they would take contestants that played on the Real World, and then apparently there was another TV show about the same time called Road Rules. That was the same basically type of format as the Real World, and so they would take people that played on Real World and people that played on Road Rules, and they would put them on this other show, and they would have to do like these crazy challenges, and they were all stuck in a house, just like the real world or whatever. But they're secluded, and they had to do challenges, and the winners of the challenges were safe, kind of like Survivor, but with
Mhm.
reality TV stars. And then he got named the challenge. And yeah, it was. Uh, if you skipped all the drama inside the house and you just watched the challenges, it was funny. Um, but yeah, you tried to keep up with the drama, and it was just all bad.
I don't get it.
Oh,
I can't watch it because every time I watch a reality TV show, all I see are people competing to get the most attention. And when it's that obvious that you're trying to get attention, like that hard, I just don't want to give you the attention anyway. I just don't. I don't. It makes me not care.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably one of my favorite moments in the challenge.
Sorry.
You don't have to watch it, but this video is fucking hilarious. You're literally gonna watch a grown man put another man on his back and carry him like a fucking backpack, and he looks like the Terminator while he does it, and it's pretty fucking hilarious.
You got this! Go, Jenny!
Oh, Johnny Bananas. Yeah, this sounds legit.
It is. It's his nickname, Johnny Bananas. So the guy that does the carrying is CT, and he yeah, it's
Look at them, they're so fucking intense. The dude, there's a guy carrying another dude like a backpack, and the dude who's the backpack is trying to kick the guy who's carrying him in the balls, and now everybody just looks sad and disgusted.
It sounds sad and disgusting.
This is so, my god, the faces that they make too.
I know.
Everybody wants to have the camera on them. Everybody's like, oh my god, look at my reaction. My reaction's the best. Oh my god, Paula can't believe it. Paula is just, this is beyond her. Can please sympathize with Paula, everyone.
This needs to be a cast of its own. And DrNiggle criticizes or tries to watch reality TV.
Yeah, no. Ugh.
Gold.
No, the rest of the show is just complete and utter fucking trash. But every once in a while, they have these funny fucking moments, like this one. Like, so the whole thing is Johnny Bananas, the guy that's the backpack. He's a cocky little fucking prick, and he wins a lot. I mean, he's good at the game. Like, he understands how to play the game, and he's pretty decent at it. So he wins quite a bit, and he basically trash talked CT a couple episodes before this, and then he ended up having to fucking go against him, and he gets carried around like a little bitch, and it stuck with him for like the rest of his fucking challenge career.
Christ, we did this. Masami, talking about that, we did this. Gobi, I think you were here for it, but it was years ago. It was like at least 3 years ago. You guys found something that I hated. Like, you knew I absolutely fucking hated it. And you put it on, you told me to watch it, and you all queued it up. You didn't, I don't know if you told me or not that you were watching it along too. They were just like, watch this and react to it audibly. And fuck, I wonder if I actually...
Sounds like a setup.
I don't think... Yeah, no, it was, because it was out of nowhere, and I don't think I knew what was going on, so I don't think I have a video of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, I think it was when it was right around the time we were playing Siege.
Was it around... So what the fuck would you have been... Or what would I have been
I don't remember.
watching?
I remember
yeah.
what you're talking about, but I can't remember what we made you watch.
Christ, yeah, no. The only thing that I've done that recently with was the Gamer Awards, the 2019 Gamer Awards, and that was only for like 10 minutes when I was on it. I was just absolutely disgusted, and then I put it on the other computer, and I turned the volume off, and I was just like, okay, all right, I'm getting my Warframe drop.
Yep, and then as we were going, and then I freaked out and was like, Doc, they released the thing.
Oh, that's right, yeah, and we all hopped on, and lo and behold, we had railjacks.
Yeah. I was like, what the shit is this bullcrap? Although that was fun. Like, if there's ever anything like that again, like, maybe that should just be its own episode where we sit there and MST3K a freaking award show.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched a lot of Mystery Science Theater in college. I was introduced to it by a good friend of mine, a mutual friend of mine in Omegas, and I watched all of Mystery Science Theater, in fact, all the way through, all 10 seasons, several times, several dozen times. And then I saw that they had riff tracks come out, and I immediately became hooked on riff tracks. All their B-sides, all their shorts, all their official movies, all of that. So I love those dudes, and I would like to think that I'd be capable of doing something, you know, a little bit as funny as they can do. They're obviously very talented people.
I'm just a sarcastic asshole with a, a dry sense of humor, so I think I'm okay.
I didn't realize that Gabrielle Union has an entire store of her select products and favorite products on Amazon. Thank you, Amazon, for commercially whoring out everything under the sun.
So, has anyone heard about what Gwyneth Paltrow is trying to sell the world?
Oh God, the candle!
Goldie posted the candle.
Yes, that's right.
Oh my God! I couldn't, like, are you fucking serious?
It's the official spot.
This is from the woman who tried to sell you an egg to put up your vagina.
Really?
What?
I hadn't heard about that. What's that about?
Oh God, that was a while ago. Listen, they're stupid. Sure, products that Gwyneth Paltrow was trying to sell the world will come up with this.
Well, I mean, I was thinking, a vagina-scented candle. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
2017, Huffington Post. Gwyneth Paltrow wants you to put this egg in your vagina.
Yes, that's it. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a rose quartz egg.
Yep, it's super expensive too.
She claimed that this egg balanced out her hormones. Her said her whole cycle made much more regular, and she even feels people are more attracted to you when you're carrying one. Is that what you call it? When it's in your vagina, you're carrying it?
You know what it reminds me of? There's a thing in BDSM where they stick giant balls up the fucking vagina, and she has to literally keep her fucking vagina tight to keep them in there.
You're saying this like none of us have ever heard of it before.
Like, what the fuck? Why? Let's just shove an egg up there. I mean, does it vibrate at least? I mean, then I can see it.
That would be an upside, yeah, but I don't think it does.
No, it's solid. This one is. What is this? Quartz?
Oh, yeah,
it's like a
it's
rose
just for
quartz
strengthening muscles. That's all.
Yeah, it's a rose quartz egg, and this is off. Oh my God, Paltrow's Infinite Lifestyle site recently interviewed beauty guru healer Shiva Rose for an article titled "Better Sex: Jade Eggs for Your Yoni."
Yoni egg.
I have never.
And that's definitely got to be a euphemism.
I've never
Are you
heard
kidding
of
me?
putting jade eggs up your yoni before.
I am distinctly discomforted by this. Nope.
Oh, guess who invented it? The Chinese. But don't.
Of course they do.
Fucking $70.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
undrilled. There's drilled or there's undrilled. So you can put a string on it if you want.
Well, that might not be a bad idea.
Doesn't get stuck.
Relieves muscular and emotional tension. Improves your body's natural lubrication.
Over the course of an entire episode of Reno 911, there was a skit where the cops got called to a bachelor party where a stripper got a ping pong ball stuck in her vagina and she was trying to get it out by jumping up and down.
Oh, they got
God.
different sizes too.
Well, of course.
Medium size is a good size yoni egg to start for with most women.
I can't believe they actually still sell it.
It's on sale for $49. Or you can pay in 4 installments at $12.25. And it's got a 4.8 4.8 star rating with 69 reviews.
69, alright. And I quote, there is no evidence at all to suggest that jade eggs may help, and it carries potential harms, including vaginal infection and trauma. Dr. Maria Elizabeth Rodriguez, an assistant professor in the Department of Obstetrics.
Obstetrics is fine.
Obstetrics, yeah, sorry, it's late. I know it's obstetrician is the actual doctor. Obstetrics and gynecology at Oregon Health and Sciences University, and she told this to the Huffington Post. I cannot think of a single reason why inserting a large, heavy stone object into the vagina would improve one's sex life, she added. And she encouraged people engaging in such a practice, or Rodriguez also said, encouraging such a practice perpetuates the idea that there is something inherently wrong with women's reproductive organs at baseline and that they need to be cleansed or balanced. And furthermore, Rodriguez reminded us how intuitive our bodies are on their own without the help of a stone or a celebrity. So good for Dr. Maria Isabel Rodriguez from the Oregon Health and Science University.
But the physical benefits, it's said to help circulation, skin issues, headaches, fertility, and female reproductive system.
Yeah, it is said to. There are no definitive, I guarantee there are no definitive statements anywhere on that product page or anywhere around it, because if there were, the FDA would be all the fuck over this.
Okay, first of all, it lists its chakra, which is heart. Okay,
Great.
I completely it lost all respectability when you list what kind of chakra it has, because that to me just complete bullshit. But it does give you sizes, just so you have an idea here. A large is 35 by 50 millimeters. A medium is 30 by 43 millimeters. And a small is 25 by 35 millimeters.
All right, I have a two-part question. The first part is, are there different so one chakra is heart. Are there different types of chakras? And if there are, if you put all of them in your vagina, can you summon Captain Planet?
I believe, if I remember correctly, there's 3 chakras.
There's 7, actually. I've done
7?
enough yoga to absorb a little bit of this, but there's basically 7.
How many chakras have you put in your vagina, Masami? I'm sorry, don't answer.
Approximately 0. Although there is, technically that area down there is a chakra, so, I mean...
That's the other thing that this doesn't make sense.
But is it a chakra on both male and female?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's that lower
the same
area
chakra?
with the... Yeah.
Wait, okay. Also, all right, so if
good.
if a man wanted to take advantage of this, could you stick it in the butt, or does he have to put it in the urethra?
I'm thinking, I would think the butt would be fine.
Well, why can't the woman put it in the butt, too?
I guess that's why there's multiple sizes.
I was really worried about sticking in the urethra for a minute. I was just like, yeah, so they make extra small, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. And then right at the very bottom, you're gonna love this. Yanni egg practice is not recommended for women who are pregnant or have an interuterine device (IUD),
Yeah, that
have
makes
an
a whole lot of fucking
infection,
sense.
or a pre-existing health condition.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, that's exactly that's what they're worried about, is that you stick a foreign object into the vagina while you're pregnant. It causes an infection and you lose the pregnancy. That's a massive lawsuit right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
it's
apparently
basically the root chakra is what it is. Uzambanda is apparently the fun word that my yoga teachers always called it.
Those wacky Chinese / Indians.
Mostly Indians. Although I have to say the yoga classes I took mostly focused on the exercise aspect of it. Just sometimes they were full of just little tidbits that they shared with the class.
Look, you know what? If there's nothing wrong with holistic medicine as long as you're not treating it like something serious. If it's just fun, if it just makes you feel, like interesting or teaches you about history or anything like that. But as soon as you start sticking things inside of yourself and expecting them to fix your body, that's a huge fucking problem.
Yeah.
Maria, verified buyer, 5-star review. The crystal Yanni egg has helped me become more balanced in my vagina, health, and spiritual life. There is something about this precious stone that sends positive energy to different parts of my body. 2 thumbs up.
What was the reviewer's name?
Maria.
Maria, who is also coincidentally a 47-year-old man from Green Bay.
Oh god, the reviews on this thing. Why did you guys have to show me this? This is just way too funny, man.
This is right up there with the 55-gallon drum of lube.
I'm so happy I mentioned.
I know. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Oh, received it right away and very satisfied. Are you fucking kidding me? 12, 12, 19. Like, people are still fucking buying this shit.
Somebody bought for Christmas?
12, 10, 2019. 5-star review. The stone is great. It enhanced my pelvic muscles and my sensitivity in intimate areas. It increased my self-confidence as well.
God.
Mine is not drilled, but beautiful. What the fuck?
I was really hoping that thing had gotten discontinued, but apparently there's some crazy people out there.
They're like, the worst part is these are all 5-star reviews.
Egg?
Like,
Yep.
Yeah. No.
like,
Was thinking about getting this for my daughter, but she does not. Was thinking about getting this for my daughter, but she will not use the solid jade object. Found out that there is an app for this, so she can just stick her phone up her vagina. 5 out of 5.
Properly, they need to read the is it Gunther or Gunther? Gunther.
I really like this Yanni egg. It's very smooth and the perfect size to begin practicing with. I let it charge in the sun and use it before bed to first build up a relationship before I move on to practicing throughout the day.
What?
Ow!
5-star
First of all,
review.
charge? Things got fucking batteries?
No, literally charges it in the sun.
That's great. Yeah, now, we've approached crackpot levels of usage. I need to charge my chakra stone in the natural sunlight before I use it to enhance my relationships. And then I practice those relationships throughout the day. So, another quick question. What happens if you forget to take this thing out before you get plowed?
I don't know.
A
You know,
very
I
painful
haven't.
experience for both parties.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, who does it hurt more?
The guy, because you slam into a fucking stone. Like,
Well, I
this
mean,
is the worst thing ever.
To be honest, something that hard being shoved into your pelvis, into your
You can't feel
cervix,
good either.
Yeah,
it's
no,
gonna
yeah.
really fucking hurt.
Exactly. It's being
Like-
pushed. Basically being pushed through the cervix into the uterus. That's gonna fucking. That's abysmally painful.
It's literally like the equivalent of being punched in the balls.
I am a doctor, and I agree.
It's a lot.
I feel so much more
Not every
compassionate.
woman loves to be pounded
I'm
down
loving the
there.
tightness I'm experiencing. It's amazing. I'm purchasing my next egg soon.
Why do you need more than one?
Fuck. I don't. Oh my god. Oh,
Do you get twice the chakra if you have more than one up there?
oh, the
Well,
rose
maybe she's going for one in front,
quartz
one behind.
Yanni egg is elegant and it has a great design.
God.
It has helped me control small slip-ups as well as deepen my sexual satisfaction. With regular practice,
No
I experience
trouble.
increased moisture and desire. I highly recommend trying it out myself.
Double your fun.
The moral of this
Dude,
story.
these guys
okay,
gotta be bots. Like,
The-
these have
the
gotta
bow.
be bot reviews.
The bow on this entire thing is that if Bella from Twilight had known about these eggs, then she wouldn't have been so dependent on Edward, and Jacob wouldn't have been an issue either, and she just would have been happy with herself and with her own sexuality, and everything would have worked out fine, and Edward would have died, and Jacob would have been torn up by wolves or some shit. Who gives a fuck?
Oh my god.
We could have ended the first
Hi,
movie
ladies.
before it even started. That's like scene one. Bella is so depressed because she's moving to Oregon or wherever the fuck she goes, Washington. And Forks. She goes to Forks. Get it? It's a metaphor because it's a fork in the road. And then as soon as she shows up there and she steps off the bus, someone's like, "Here, this is an egg. Put it in your vagina. And it'll make you feel better." And she says, "Thanks." And then she takes it right there at the bus stop, drops her pants, shoves it up her cooch, and she's like, "Wow, I really do feel better." And she gets back on the bus, goes to California. We never see her again. The end. Twilight. Great book. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this podcast. We hope you've had a lot of fun. We certainly have too. This is what happens when only 3 people show up for this bullshit. And yeah, go be take us out.
Oh, after one night in, I just popped one leg up and was able to push it out with no issues. For anyone scared about using with no string.
Must be pretty good.
Sex without the egg in, but after use, highly increased sensitivity. I had lost a lot of feeling and connection to my Yanni, but since using it just one night, it has highly increased. Dude, I
There's
want to
n-
know what these people are smoking. Like,
There's not-
I need that.
There's not enough fucking alcohol in the world to erase what's happened tonight.